Hi everyone. Welcome to Aaron Kane's Pauperpalooza. This is my match with Cedric. I am on Kuldotha Boros. Don't know what he is on yet. Mike and I decided to both play Kuldotha Boros this tournament. I'm gonna actually go ahead and pause this music. Can't really listen to myself talk with it. Looks like we're on the draw here. Wish him a good luck as well. Don't think we can keep this hand. We have some lands, but no real action. So it should be fun. So basically, this is Aaron Kane's Pauperpalooza. We're playing single elimination. Winner gets bragging rights and a sweet deck box. So I will be posting this on our color commentary channel, excuse me. And I imagine that Mike will maybe post his as well. And then I imagine one or both will go onto Aaron's site. So Cedric looking to take a mulligan, maybe? No, we are definitely gonna mulligan though. Ugh. Gee, I guess if we get a second landlord in good shape, I'll keep. Definitely gonna bottom that. And away we go. Leads up on Dismal Backwater, playing its teachings maybe? Well, this isn't good. I have all this audio and my stuff's not mapped right. So let me go ahead and mute that. Alright, come on, land. Alright, perfect. We drew a land. Let's go ahead and lead off on plains. See if I can figure out. There we go. I guess 2 is just pass priority to end a turn. Pass until response. Okay, cool. And then 1 is okay. Alright, looks like we're playing against Blue-Black Delver. Good news is we'll be able to play our Ichor Wellspring without it getting countered, because you can't daze it with the backwater. Hoping to draw into not that. If Delver flips, maybe not the end of the world. What we could do next turn is Glint Hawk, and then, okay, cool, Brainstorm on upkeep. Gonna flip that Delver for sure. So that means he's not drawing a land, which is good. If we draw a land, I'm definitely just gonna go ahead and snap off a bolt on this Delver. It seems that he is just a little pressed for resources right now. Of course, he could get a land off the Brainstorm. Definitely going to put a spell on top, I imagine. And the spell is going to be Thought Scour. Okay, so it's a blue-black Angler Delver. There's a second land. Really hoping to draw into a red source here. Otherwise, we'll be Glint Hawking and maybe picking up Wellspring, depending on what our draw is. It's another Bolt, unfortunately, so we're going to have to play a bit of a slow game here. Let's go ahead and pick back up that Wellspring. And we can, I will trade this Glint Hawk for the Delver if he gives me the opportunity. It is entirely possible that Delver will just die here. Grabs an island, sure. We're going to see an Edict effect here. Now would be a great time for him to snap off an Edict. I have no protection for this Glint Hawk, and Glint Hawk is one of the 2 really good targets in this deck for it. Echoing Decay suits the build, fits the build just fine as well. Not the best Echoing Decay. That card's actually pretty good against my deck. Yeah, really hoping to draw a red source here. An untapped red source, I should say. Journey to Nowhere, not bad. I would rather save that for the Angler. But given the fact that the Delver is the current threat on the board, I think we're going to have to go ahead and do this. Not ideal, but it will buy us time to dig for our third land and maybe get some blockers into play. And from there, we can, of course, chump the Angler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he doesn't even have enough land, especially if he's playing this in tapped. Does still have that Thought Scour in hand, though, so that is something worth considering. But is just going to pass the turn, which is great for us. Windscarred Crag is a great draw here. Let's go ahead and play back out our Wellspring. Maybe it'll get countered. It does not. Radiant Fountain, also a good draw, but more interested in getting our red source into play at last. Next turn will be interesting. We can choose between rebirthing the Wellspring, or we could Battle Screech, and I think I'm more inclined to Battle Screech. And it looks like maybe we have a Gurmag Angler incoming. So this is going to be a double Thought Scour. No, it's an AK. All right. If he does play the Angler, then I think Rebirth gets a little bit more appealing, but I don't want to get blown out by sacking this Wellspring and then not having a follow-up play. Yeah, this looks like an Angler. Because I imagine he's found some sort of counter magic in those cards. And now, of course, I wish I had saved my journey, but them's the beats. All right, there's another Glint Hawk. That's not terrible. So what are my options here? My options here are really Windscarred Crag, sacrifice the Wellspring, draw a card. I could tap out for Battle Screech, or I could attempt to rebirth the Wellspring and then play the Glint Hawk. Getting out the tokens means I have lots of chump blockers, and no matter what, I am going to draw the card, and then if that plan fails, I could always do the Glint Hawk afterward. I think we're in for that rather than trying to tap out and getting completely blown out. But I imagine that this Kuldotha Rebirth will be eating a counter, and then in that case, I will Glint Hawk, pick up my Ancient Den. Yeah, there's a counter spell. We do still get the card, though. Another Kuldotha Rebirth. That's sure exactly what I wanted to see. In that case, let's Glint Hawk, pick back up the Ancient Den. And then, do we replay the Ancient Den? I don't really want to. I think we can play the Radiant Fountain. And we'll have the, like, we're not close to Metalcraft. In the next turn, we can make the choice between sacking this land or we could, Muldrifter, interesting. Nice. Props on the promos. Yeah, we can either sacrifice the land or we can okay, guys, that bites. So sacrifice the land or we can tap out for Battle Screech. I think in this spot I like tapping out for Battle Screech a little more. Sorry, I got a little tongue tied because a lot is happening here. I think we have to hope that he does not have another counter. And 2 cards in hand. That's another interesting card. Unfortunately, we cannot combo that. So what I'm thinking we do here is we tap out for Battle Screech. And that'll give us some blockers. And then if he counters it, we have a backup Screech. Okay, sweet. So next turn, we can play the other Battle Screech and then get a ton of birds, basically, and then keep this Grimog Angler dead forever. And now I'm feeling pretty good. I will definitely block. I don't know if he has other Echoing Decays in his deck. All right, that's a pretty good draw. Go ahead and play that out. My friend has entered Hearthstone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Battle Screech again. Could this be like a Logic Knot or something? Or is he just fetching in response? All right, cool. Let's go ahead and flash it back. And then now let's actually... I think I want to Glint Hawk more than I want to Rebirth here. I'd rather hold on my lands. Let's go ahead and return the red one, just in case that matters. And now we'll pass turn. And next turn we should have pretty good spot here. AKing for 2. Plays another backwater. We have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage. So I think we're going to keep chumping, and we'll just hope to whittle him down over the long game. Oh, dear Lord, another Battle Screech, eh? I think we're going to want to actually just run this one out. Yeah, just an embarrassment of Battle Screeches here. That was actually pretty dumb of me to do that first, just in case he has a... what am I trying to say? Let's spin the extra white source. In case he has a backup Echoing Decay. But I'm feeling pretty good here. This time we'll chump with the goblins, and then we should have enough to really put the nail in the coffin here. So Mike played against Teachings his round once. That means he and I will both have played against blue-black players. Granted, our opponent is on something a little different, but yeah, I think we just keep chumping. I don't see a reason to actually kill the angler. He's going to go for another Thought Scour, sure. I'm going to keep this Kuldotha Rebirth back just in case. He's drawing a lot of cards, so I don't want to get blown out by another Echoing Decay. I will go ahead and play this pre-combat. Let's tap our non-red sources to do so. The Raven Inspector, pretty good. Let's swing with the team. Leave back our goblins on chump duty. And then we'll play our Thraben Inspector and leave up a bolt, I guess. There is something to be said for going ahead and just running out more goblin tokens. Like if he counters this, I guess that'd be okay. No, but I'm not going to. Just I want to play around the other thingy. Sorry, I forgot how hard it is to try and play and commentate at the same time. So actually, we do have lethal here, because we have the 2 bolts. So I think, okay, yeah, and that was this is actually a reason to go ahead and wait. When did he get this back? I must have missed something because I'm pretty sure he shouldn't have been able to get that back. So he didn't play a bounce land, I don't think. Oh, he deprived, of course. How silly of me. That's absolutely it. So I think here we'll try and go face with the bolt. Just see what happens. Gets countered, sure enough. We draw onto another Wellspring. Let's go ahead and jam that. Draw ourselves a mountain. Let's go ahead and rebirth this pre-combat. Secluded step. Let's cycle that. 2 bolts. Sweet. So let's put a marker on his upkeep and draw. So we can bolt that Delver if he doesn't block with it. We want to bolt the Delver before he actually draws the card he will be revealing to Delver. Mental notes again. Let me see if we pop out this graveyard. Yeah, it's just the standard stuff in here. Okay. So you're gonna reveal the Delver card? No. So glad we did not use it there. Now we can bolt him. So that means he drew a creature or a land. Either way, I don't think this will end well. At the very worst, he kills out our whole board. Yeah, okay, that's fine. At the very worst, he kills our whole board, and then we have 6 damage in hand. So I feeling pretty good here. And then in the sideboard, we'll have to watch out for cards like Whale of the Nim, Nausea. See if you got another counterspell. Swing with the team. No reason not to. I'm planning on winning this turn. So he'll block my goblins, and then we'll have lethal in the air. Oh man, did I seriously just am I gonna get blown out here? Okay, Agony Warp's not enough. Alright, cool. And on to game 2. So sideboarding against this deck, definitely gonna want Relic of Progenitus. Molten Rain, not super good. Karklan Shaman, not super good. I can see an argument for Prismatic Strands, maybe. Just because I don't know. They try and kill you in like one big turn sometimes. I think we're going to bring in the Pyroblasts because it helps us deal with the Delvers, but actually we kind of have a lot to deal with Delver already. So maybe not super good because we have the Firebolts, the Galvanic Blasts, and the Lightning Bolts. So it does help us win counter wars though, so I can actually see an argument for that. Let's go ahead and bring them in. As far as the rest of the deck goes, I think we want to keep in our journeys. I could see cutting maybe a Battle Screech. We had way too many that game. We ended up not flashing them all back. And they're a little bit of a nombo with the Relic. Yeah, I like cutting one of those. I'm going to exit out of BattleNet here real fast. I definitely like the journeys. I think the Firebolts might be just our weakest card. They don't kill the Gurmag Angler. They don't kill Sultai Scavenger if he's playing that. They really only kill Delver, and we're bringing in the 2 Pyroblasts, which will help us with those anyway. So I think I like this configuration. Let's go ahead and submit. All right, so now we're waiting on Cedric just to finalize his deck. And like I said, I imagine I'll be playing against cards like Nausea, Whale of the Nim, things that are going to try and wipe my board. So I think this game more than the last, like last game was definitely one on the back of my tokens. I think this game is going to rely a lot more heavily on my Skyfishers and my Glint Hawks, as well as perhaps the Thraben Inspectors. So definitely going to play around those cards this game. We saw the Echoing Decay out of his deck that game 1, so we know that for sure there's one of those hanging around. I could see an argument for Molten Rain, but he didn't play any bounce lands, so I don't think I want to bring those in. This is also the better art for Molten Rain. The new one is not as good, I don't think. Just my opinion. Alright, and here we go into our second game. Yeah, the Modern Masters 2017 spoilers are out, and it's going to be fun to see where that all goes. This hand has stuff I want. It's got Bolt, and it's got Glint Hawk. If there were 2 Glint Hawks in this hand, I could see keeping it. Double Rally the Peasants is a little bit of a tough sell. But it is a 3 mana force spell hand. So if he plays a Delver on turn 1, I'm actually going to keep it. If he plays a Delver on turn 1, we can get rid of it, and then we have a turn 2 Glint Hawk. We're actually kind of all in on him playing a turn. Take those off. Turn 1 Delver here, which he does, so that's pretty good for us. Because we're just going to go ahead and bolt that. Let's lock that back up. Another bolt, good draw. So this turn we'll bolt that Delver. And then next we have another one for the backup Delver. Forgot to GG at the end of the last game. There's a Brainstorm, so I'm glad I went ahead and killed that Delver before he could leave up any counter magic. Didn't play around Daze. Also could have gotten some information from him on what he might be flipping with the Delver, but I think it was correct to go ahead and just bolt it there. I do like having the backup bolt. So next turn it's going to be Windscarred Crag and pass. We don't really have another play. It's not worth sacrificing the Great Furnace if we draw Kuldotha Rebirth, I don't think. Because we don't really have a lot of lands right now. Well, there's an Ancient Den, so actually now the plan has changed a little bit. I think I'd rather go ahead and get this Glint Hawk down. And I know that sets me back a land, but we don't have a lot of other action right now. So let's pick that back up. We have a Bolt if he plays a Delver next turn. More than likely, Glint Hawk's just going to die. Not getting a black source is kind of interesting. Maybe he already has a swamp in hand. I think this was a very questionable keep with the double Rally the Peasants, because that's a card that's definitely going to hinge on me getting a lot of tokens into play. But yeah, grabbing another island. All right, there's a Mortuary Mire, getting back the Delver, so I know for sure that's what he'll draw next turn. So I am going to get a hit in here off of my Oh man, is there ever going to be a time for me to play this Windscarred Crag? I wonder, because I want to go ahead and run this out. Dig me a card deeper. And Battle Screech is a good draw. It's going to be another turn or two before we can play it, because we've been setting ourselves back on lands a little. He's representing Counterspell here. If he doesn't have another island, though, I'm going to be able to bolt this Delver, I think, with impunity. And I will go ahead and do that, I think. I don't want, if he doesn't have another blue source, I don't want him to untap with 2 blue sources. I'd rather just go ahead and get the Delver out of there. And I don't think this deck is playing a card like Mana Leak. Evoking a Mole Drifter, that's pretty good. That'll definitely help him get a land. And with the sweet, sweet promo art too, no less. The only right choice. I think mine are actually non-foil, because on Moto it doesn't really matter. Alright, did draw another blue-black source, so that's pretty good. This is actually a little unfortunate for us. We don't really have a spell we can sneak in here. I think I'm going to cycle the Secluded Step since we just drew that. Alright, that was kind of terrible. Let's go ahead and play this out. And then attack for 2. Hoping he taps out for a Gurmag Angler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He could. Then that would give me an opportunity to go ahead and play and flashback my Battle Screech. If he plays out the Delver, I think we're going to go ahead and have to try and bolt it. Just so that he has to use a counterspell here, and then I can resolve this. Yeah, that seems fine. I am in for this. Alright, that resolves. Sweet. Oh man, we just drew Relic. I think if this resolves, we just have to go ahead and pop the Relic, honestly. Okay, it gets countered. That was unfortunate, but is, in the grand scheme of things, getting that countered is, not a huge deal. Alright, that gets demised. Now we're back to square one. He does only have 4 cards in his hand, and we are going to probably resolve this Battle Screech. I imagine now, he didn't play their Angler last turn, he still has to draw it, I guess. Because he went to go grab this Delver instead and didn't counter my, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure he's got an Angler in his hand. He could have tapped out. He could have tapped for it last turn. Alright, sure. There was. There was, in fact, an Angler. And Delver. So this game is going to get away from us pretty fast unless I find an answer for these 2 cards. Only 1 card left in hand is pretty reassuring, though. We draw a Mountain, not great. Let's go ahead and get our Great Furnace down. Let's go for it. If he's got another counterspell, he's got another counterspell, and we're going to be taking some damage. Brainstorms. Alright, so going to draw some new cards. Hopefully 3 lands. I guess a guy can dream. Alright, that's the card he's going to keep, and it resolves. Sweet. That's not to say it's not a Nausea or something. He could easily leave a Nausea on top, and then flip it with the Delver, flip Delver with it, and then Nausea my board. That would be probably like the worst case scenario. Ponder is not great for me. It lets him dig a little deeper. I think here I'm a little torn. I think I need to kill this Delver. Yeah, I think I need to, but then I have nothing for the Gurmag Angler. And of course, these Rally the Peasants just rotting in my hand. Nothing I can do about that. Actually, I might just let the Delver through, and then next turn try and rally and kill the Delver and the Angler, because I'll have 6 mana. So defensive rally is never awesome, but okay, he's not even going to give me an opportunity, so that's fine. Yeah, I'll take 5 here. No reason to get rid of my creatures just yet. If I draw another white creature, I can flash back the Battle Screech, which would be a pretty good game. The double rally can end the game quickly if he gives me an opportunity to use them. Deep Analysis. Alright, so this is my big turn. I've had a couple where I've sort of whiffed. So yeah, this has got to be a good turn for me. Of course, Skyfisher is not a bad place to start. At the very worst, it trades with the Delver. Let's bounce that Wellspring back to our hand. Then I guess let's... I'm losing out on the rally, the sweet rally combo here, but... Good step. Cycle. And we get a Glint Hawk. So we're not totally out of this game. It is Oh, you know what? I should have flashed back the Battle Screech, and I totally didn't. Yeah, I definitely should have done that there. Mistake on my part. I think here what we want to do is take the damage. Because we need to... Yeah, I definitely should... If I flash back the Battle Screech, we would be taking the damage, and then just... Yeah, that should definitely have done that. We'll take 5 here again, and then maybe this next turn we'll keep setting up. All right, a bolt is a very good draw. So that makes me feel a little bit less bad about not flashing back the Screech. Let's pick up this Wellspring, and yeah, let's recast it. A land is fine. Let's do that. And we'll bolt the Delver on his upkeep. So that way, if he has a counter spell, he can't use it right away. So we'll be taking 5 more damage here. But I think that's okay, because we're setting up for a very big... you know what? I'm actually going to bolt it right now if he's going to Brainstorm. Nice. Mental Note, Milling, Gurmag Angler, and Delver might be one of the better. All right, so we got the counter out of his hand, so that's really, really good. Now we have a fairly large turn next turn with these Rally the Peasants. And our opponent is Brainstorm locked. Not sure what that really means in Pauper, but it is a thing. And we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So we actually are 2 mana short. No, we're more than that. I'm just not very good at math. But so let's see. If we attack with everyone and one of these resolves, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We have 20 damage on the board if all goes well. So yeah, we can afford to take 5 more damage here. And of course, even more, we have 4 copies of that card. I guess in an ideal world here, we would draw Pyroblast. Paying life for deep analysis, okay. Digging for some more counters. And hopefully we top deck Pyroblast. Getting out of life, that's fine. Alright, Galvanic Blast is also good. I think we're all in on attacking here. Damn the consequences. I mean, we are an aggro deck. Let's just try it out. He is going to have to block or not. Let's rally. So yeah, even if he has double counterspell, I don't think that saves him. He could Echoing Decay, but we have this trick up our sleeve. See, 4, 4, 8. I guess we might as well flash it back. And that's the match. So I'll go ahead and take a little screenshot here for Aaron. Thank you guys for watching. Very good game, Cedric. In case anyone missed it, what I did is he went to Echoing Decay my bird token, and in response, I Galvanic Blasted it. So it killed the thing. There's no valid target. The rest of my birds live, and we were able to scrape out a win. So very good games, and I look forward to our next tournament match.